Shalom everybody, hope you're doing well. Getting ready for another Shabbat in the world. Parshat Beha'alotecha starts with the opening words. V'daber Hashem o Moshe lemor, daber el Aaron v'amata elav. So Hashem says to Moshe, speak to your brother Aaron the following words. Beha'alotecha, and you're raising up et hanerot of the lights of the menorah that stood in the Mishkan and later on in the temple. El mul pnei ha-menorah yariu shivat hanerot. 7 lights should shine. And we learned from Rashi that after last week's Torah portion, at the end of last week's Torah portion, when the heads of all the tribes offered up all these great gifts and offerings to the celebration of the beginning of the Mishkan, so Aaron was left standing on the side. Said, "What about me? What's my part? What do I give? What could I give?" And Hashem says to Aaron, "Don't worry, right? What you're going to give to the Mishkan, to the temple, is going to be the greatest of all things." And he's given this very unique mitzvah of lighting the menorah every single day. Right? In the Mishkan, later on in the temple, every single day, among all the different things that took place, the menorah, a 7-branched menorah, was lit every single day by the Kohanim, by the priests. But the language here is very interesting. It says, Beha'alotecha, and you're raising up and you're rising up of these lights. Not a typical way of describing the action of lighting lights. And Rashi takes note of this, and he basically says, right, that why is this verb of all verbs chosen for the description of the lighting of the lights of the menorah in the temple? Right? Again, why not just lahadlik, something more straightforward? Why rising up? He says, Al Shem Shehalahav Oleh. So it's to describe that the light, once it's lit, it should rise up. Right? It should rise up. Right? And then he goes on to say, Shetzarich ladlik ad shetesh shalhevet olam me'eleha. That you have to light the light of the menorah until the light itself that you're now creating, that you're now bringing into the world, shines on its own, or rises up on its own. And it's a very beautiful teaching that I think is embedded in this comment of Rashi's. What is it? I think it's the following. From many different things and many different places and people in the world, we receive inspiration. And sometimes that inspiration is for a moment. It's for a short period of time. And then as time goes on, it kind of fades away, it kind of dissipates and disappears even. Right? But that inspiration that comes into the world, into our lives, if it's from the right place, from a good place, it's meant to inspire us to the point where it'll never disappear. It's supposed to inspire us and bring inspiration into our lives until we're basically ignited by it, that we shine now our own flame. It's as if there's an outer external flame that's coming in to inspire us, to show us that inside we have that same light. Right? But it stays with us, it impacts us, it inspires us in those times that maybe we haven't yet seen that inner light that we hold inside, in order to open our eyes to that inner reality. So much so, to the point where we are now inspired from within. So this external force comes, inspires us, wakes us up, right? Elevates us to the point, until the point where we recognize there's a light inside of us that has been ignited, that has been lit, right? And now it inside of us is shining its own light, its own inspiration as well. Right? So we need that inspiration, that Kohen who stands there and lights the menorah must keep the light of his fire on the candles until the candles glow upwards and on their own, without the need anymore for that external light. And again, this is one of I think the deepest teachings of life is as we go on, as we grow, as we meet people, as we move forward in our path, we're going to be inspired, hopefully, by many different things and people and in many different places. But the most important lesson is that it shouldn't be a fleeting moment. It shouldn't be a fading moment. It shouldn't be something, I remember when I had that great, inspiration or elevation in my life, but I can't really feel it anymore. It's supposed to become part of us and stay with us, right? And show us that we have that flame within. One more closing thought, where it's interesting that we're reading these words right after Shavuot. Right after the Chag, the holiday that celebrates the giving and the receiving of the Torah on Mount Sinai for the Jewish people, and really for the whole world. And I'm thinking about this, that the giving of the Torah on Mount Sinai was like this external light that was coming from above, that was coming to ignite the Jewish people, to inspire the Jewish people. Right? But again, it wasn't supposed to be a fleeting moment. It's supposed to be a moment that changed their lives forever and changed the history of the world forever. Right? And that inspiration, that moment of the giving of the Torah was supposed to be such an incredible moment in time that it ignites the internal flames of all the souls of the Jewish people. Right? To the point where they're now ignited, that they're now inspired and aflame, so to speak. So much so that now they can go forward through all the generations until today to do the holy work of the Torah itself, which is really to ignite and to inspire the entire world. If you look in many, many different Sfarim in the holy books of the Jewish tradition, it talks about, but what is the true and essential role of the Jewish people? To be a mamlechet kohanim, right? To be a nation of priests. And what's the role of the kohanim, the priests in the Jewish nation? It's to bless the rest of Am Yisrael, the rest of the Jewish people. And so just like in our own nation, we have these priests that have the job of blessing the rest of the nation, so too the Jewish people, in relation to the rest of the world, we're supposed to be Kohanim, to bring this light, to bless the nations, to bless the entire world. Right? That we all should be ignited, that we all should be able to look within and see our own burning flame of inspiration and goodness and holiness and righteousness. Right? Just sometimes we don't see it, and we need that external force, that external flame to come and show us that we got that flame inside as well. And once it's lit, it should never go out. It should never be extinguished. So sending blessings from the land of Israel. Right? Hopefully from here we can send light to the entire world. And wherever we are, whether it's in the land of Israel or outside the land of Israel, may our deeds, our actions, bring only goodness to the world. So ourselves, the people around us, and the entire world, that what we're here to do is to transform the entire world. As each person, one by one, until thousands and tens of thousands and millions and eventually billions of people in the world are walking around very aware of their own internal holy spark, their own internal holy flame. Right? And we just light up this world with such beauty and wonder. Shabbat Shalom.